Warning, the stories you're about to hear are detailed accounts of shenanigans, pranks, and some mistakes that are meant to replicate the sort of discussions that veterans have when they reunite over a cold beverage and do not depict the professional daily actions of the military at large. We hope to make you laugh, but not to disrespect our proud men and women in uniform. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Cammo Comedy, where we take a humorous look at the lighter side of military service. We got a big show for you today, but before we jump into it, if you like what we're doing here, give us a subscribe, give us a follow, whatever they call it on your podcasting platform. And while you're at it, give us a 5-star rating, write us a review, as that makes us more relevant in the algorithm and boosts the overall visibility of the show. But word-of-mouth advertising is just so powerful, so if you tell some friends, I will love you forever. Okay, let's jump into the show. I am your host, Aaron Wolf. Just as a friendly reminder to the audience, we put out a new show every single Monday, so make sure you give that notification bell a nice tap. Give it a nice tap so you don't miss a show. Also, we are doing laughter therapy here on the show. We got a lot of military members who struggle with everyday life after service, and we're just here to share a laugh and remember the good times. Also, if you like what we're doing here and you want to keep us rolling, don't be shy about sending in your stories.
Yeah, and if you haven't reached out to a military friend, send them a text, tell them you want to spread their cheeks.
No other context.
See how they're doing.
That's it.
They'll appreciate it.
That's all I have. Have a good day, folks.
Thanks for tuning in.
And if you're from my era, send them a letter.
Yes.
With a picture of your cheeks.
That'd actually be pretty funny to get in the mail.
Joining us today is the man who claims to be the original Gerber baby, all grown up. Special guest, Murph. Murph, thanks for being on the show today, man. I think you're a little...
Well, I am kind of chubby like that.
That guy was from 1928. You're a little bit younger than that.
Is
Not
he?
by much.
Yeah. He was
Also-
a toddler then.
Yeah. He was the original Gerber baby's older brother.
Still cute. Also joining us today is the man who eats hot dogs on the leg press machine. Call sign Footloose. Footloose, thanks for being on the show today. I mean, you got to snack. You got to
You gotta
get your
the
protein
protein in while you're doing some leg press.
Exactly.
Makes everyone very uncomfortable for
It's
some reason.
really uncomfortable when you only put 10-pound weights on it.
mustard all over the place.
It's about the reps, not the weight, okay? Don't eat the bun. That gets in the way.
You don't chew because it takes too long.
Just sit there with a pack of open hot dogs and one at a time. Well,
You look like the kind of guy that drinks hot dog water.
you ever seen that? You can take your old, like, after you boil hot dogs in the water, you can save that and put it in an ice tray, and then you can serve that to people you don't like when they want to drink at your house.
Oh, geez.
It's a creative way of getting
Oh,
back
my
at people.
goodness.
This is how I tell you you're not welcome.
That's hilarious.
How's your water?
Oh, my gosh.
fucking gross?
Also joining us today is the man who taught me that a ballroom is not where you bring your prostitute to bat around your balls. Call sign Cheeks. Cheeks, thanks for being on the show today.
Hey, you live and you learn, you know?
My lawsuit for false advertising has gone nowhere.
Remember, folks, when you're in your ballroom, spread some cheeks and not hate.
Apparently you can't use it to bat around your balls.
You got to pay double for that.
You got to pay double for the hot dog water and ballroom stuff.
Ball batting.
That's fair.
So I've got our first story.
All right, what you got, man?
This is an Army MP story, all right?
Okay.
So in this story, we got a soldier. His name's Frank.
Okay.
So
Just like the hot
dog.
dogs. On
Yeah.
I did not even plan that. That's good. So Frank leaves for basic training. He checks in with his unit and whatnot beforehand. They know that he's coming. And he goes to basic training, gets through basic training, and he's going through AIT and whatnot. And the supervisors back at his unit track like their progress, right? They know, like, okay, my soldier's coming at this date, this time they should be reporting. This is how long basic training is. This is how long AIT is. This month, this week, they should be here, right?
Unless they really suck at basic training or AIT.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's people get
Washed back.
Yeah, people get recycled, people get injured, like things happen. You know what I mean? So like, there's a soft window, but you usually know
Like
when
you
you're getting your
said,
guys.
soft.
Soft Frank. So
Soft Frank window.
Everyone's favorite soft Frank.
So Frank's away AIT, Advanced Individual Training for MPs. Okay, so he's going to be military police, and his unit's waiting for him. So all the supervisors are sitting around like, all right, we should be getting to Frank within the next week. It'll be awesome. We can get him into this training because they have other training and stuff that they have to do once you get to the unit. You know what I mean? Like getting people spun up on stuff.
OJT.
OJT. So Frank doesn't show up.
Okay.
So the supervisor's like, all right, well, that's weird. Maybe he got recycled. Maybe he twisted his ankle, and we don't know. We'll give it some more time. Maybe he doesn't know he's supposed to report here.
Okay.
So let me be frank.
We're going to make those jokes the whole show.
Okay. So this
choice
guy's
in
name is going to be Steve.
I'll stick with Frank.
So Frank doesn't show up. Supervisor's like, all right, that's weird. They give it another week. He still doesn't show up. So they're having like an internal conversation. Like, this guy should have been graduated by now. He should have been here. Let's go ahead and make some phone calls.
Okay.
So the
Reasonable.
yeah, that's reasonable, right? They're not pissed off. They just don't know where he's at, right? They want to make sure he's okay. They're being good supervisors.
When he gets here, he's going to be in the doghouse.
Get out.
How many more do I have?
Let's count.
You're obsessed with hot dogs.
Like playing a drinking game at home, anytime Footloose
Yes.
references like some kind of a hot dog thing.
Any hot dog pun. Take a drink.
Quick side story. I was at the base a couple years back here. We were all sitting around drinking after hours after a big exercise. And every time I told a joke, like a one-liner like that, they put a tally on the board without me knowing. And the next day we came into work.
7,000 tallies.
Over the course of like 2 hours, there was 75 tallies on the board.
God. They had a separate board for the funny ones. That one was blank.
Yeah, I didn't say they were good. You swing at everything. Sometimes you hit it.
Oh, man. Dime a dog night over here for you, right?
That doesn't count. That was cheeks.
Here, you say it. You say it quick. Say it.
It's time at dog night.
That was stupid. So Frank's over here at AIT. His supervisors are wondering, where the fuck is Frank? So they call down to the basic training AIT unit. They're like, hey, we're waiting on this soldier. We just want an update. Is he okay? Did he get injured? Did he get recycled? What's going on? They're like, well,
Always a great way to start out.
It's only going to be good news after that.
See, that's like the supervisory equivalent of, see, what had happened was.
so Frank got caught stealing hot dogs.
I thought you were just kidding.
I am kidding.
Oh.
So they tell him, they're like, well, you see, Frank is facing some larceny charges because the last week of AIT, week 9, he went to the post exchange, which is like the on-base Walmart, and he stole a 42-inch TV.
I mean, look, I'm on Frank's side.
42-inch?
A 42-inch TV.
I'm on Frank's side for this because how are you not going to steal from the Walmart?
Yeah, negative.
Way to fucking trip at the finish line, dude. This isn't week 2 where you're losing it.
Let's talk about this for a second, okay? A 42-inch TV. First of all, if you're going to go to jail for stealing a TV, why a 42-inch?
That's a very specific size.
Like, get a big fucking TV. 42-inch isn't a small TV, but
It's still big enough that it's hard to conceal.
where are you
Well, he
sticking
didn't
that?
stick it down his pants.
I really wish that he did. I would love to see that. You like have it stuffed under your shirt.
He's just a big fat guy. And he wraps it around his uniform.
He's got a very boxy frame to him.
Yeah. But he fucking stole a 42-inch TV. First of all, you're not concealing that. So he had to have just taken it and like walked out.
See, I like this. I like the idea of watching him sprinting into the parking lot while carrying this 42-inch monstrosity, just trying to make a getaway like that. Because like when you're down at AIT, it's not like you have a car. You don't have anything to get away in. So you're gonna walk all the way back to your barracks with a new TV.
Can we also talk about how he was there to be military
I
police?
was literally just going to say this. Like, didn't you say he's there to be a cop?
He's walking out like it's cool, I'm a cop.
Don't worry about it.
How long ago was this? Because it's only been recently that a 42-inch TV isn't really, really heavy.
This is fair. Yeah, I think you're right. This wasn't in the 80s. He wasn't wobbling around carrying those
A
two
big
TVs.
wood-based Zenith.
See, if you're gonna do that, you got to have a shopping cart.
No, this was a flat screen, more modern time.
Okay.
And he had to have just ran out.
There's no other way you can seal it other than just grab it and sprint.
Yeah.
There's no other options.
Well, and where are you hiding that?
You can't. He throws a blanket on it like nothing to see here.
So I'm guessing this guy probably was calculating, hey, I've got 2 days left. this is just going to chill in my little barracks for a little bit. And then I'm just going to get right on the plane and head to my home unit. Nobody's ever going to be able to track me down.
I like to think that when, he went to jail, that outside of his cell, they had a 42-inch TV that he could watch.
What was he going to do
They never
with it?
turned on.
Yeah, it's just static.
You said it's his last week. What was his plan with this TV?
I don't know.
Isn't he getting ready to PCS?
Maybe he fucking hated the military. He's like, this is my out.
But see, it's a good thing that they identified this like super early on to his career before he actually got a badge. All that kind
That's
of
fair.
Oh my God.
Yeah, anyways, the 42-inch TV they had in his jail cell was playing cops.
just nonstop.
Just irony around the clock.
That's a good story. Thanks for sending that in.
Hell yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I guess I got the next one, but I hate to follow you with this story because my guy is also Frank.
Oh, no.
Yes.
It's the same guy.
Hot dog day.
No, not the same guy. This is a Navy story.
Okay.
And this actually takes place back in the 1900s.
Okay, so Frank's dad. You have Frank Sr.
Could be.
I got
Could
Frank
be.
Jr.
I don't know. But this is about 1960.
Okay.
So
Going way back.
So Frank, he winds up enlisting in the Navy.
Okay.
And, of course, he's sent off to basic training, Great Lakes,
Okay.
Illinois.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, and
He's not ready for the ocean.
no, not yet. Basic
No,
training.
that's the city. That's where everyone goes for Navy basic training.
Yes,
It's
yes.
Great Lakes.
Yeah, it's in the dead of winter.
Oh, shit. That's
And as he puts it, he said, nothing but concrete as far as the eye can see.
So they're really just acclimating everybody to like docks and ports and
Vast nothingness.
Nothing green, nothing nice, just concrete and ice and frozen ground.
that
And
sucks.
and as he says, there I was, Great Lakes in the winter in Bravo Company. So he remembered Bravo Company because, as he put it, the CO was an ass. Now, how
fuck would that make you really remember? But it really sticks out all these years later. He still remembers.
Nothing complicated. He was just an ass.
what can you say?
Yeah.
Bravo Company, CO's an ass. I don't know, but
Should've been
anyway, he
spreading
said he
some
was.
cheeks.
Yeah.
Kept giving them little tips on how to do things. He says, so I said something along the line, so he was always telling you how to do more push-ups. He says, no, they didn't care about physical fitness in the Navy, so we didn't have to do any push-ups.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So, I guess they didn't have that far to go on a ship.
Not when it's a sea of concrete.
As long as you can stand there, and as long as you can lay down in a tiny little bed.
Yes, But anyway, one of the things he was saying, like I say, it was in the dead of winter. Well, actually, it was Thanksgiving.
Oh shit.
So they went. They had to dress for dinner, so they had their pea coats on, and I don't know why the Navy calls them pea coats.
I don't know.
People
They
pee in
pee
them.
on them.
All right, that's
I don't know.
We're on it today.
that's low-hanging fruit, boys.
But anyway, so
So were they at least nice to these guys during Thanksgiving?
Petticoat? Maybe it's petticoat. P for petty.
could be.
We need somebody. We need a naval representative on this show.
Well, they have a rank in the Navy that's a petty officer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's
Maybe everyone's just petty.
He gets into real petty stuff. That's,
Yeah.
anyhow, he said Thanksgiving, they're going to chow, and it was snowing. Well, they had to line up outside of the chow hall, and of course they only let in a couple at a time. He had to wait for everybody to finish before any more got in. They're standing out there. He said the wind was blowing and the snow was going sideways.
Oh, that's hot.
And he says one of the guys next to him said something along the line. He says, I've never seen snow before. Is this the way it always falls?
Oh my gosh. You'd never seen snow before?
No.
Well, you're getting your dose of it now.
And then his follow-up question to that was, is this as cold as it will get?
No.
Of course, the answer to that was no. So apparently he was from Southern California or Texas or something.
Jeez.
So, but it was virtually a whiteout condition, but it was blowing really hard. He says he was standing in line and he looked one way and he didn't see anybody because everybody was covered like snowmen.
Well, at least they were nice to him during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I think we should point out for people who don't know, Great Lakes is in North Chicago, Illinois. So it's got like the lake effect weather. So it's already cold and shitty, but then the lake is making that even worse, hence blowing the snow completely sideways.
It's already cold and shitty because you're in Chicago.
Yeah. Well, they don't. There's a reason they call it the Windy City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
It's awful.
yes. That was kind of his rundown of basic training in the Navy.
It's so
Basically
different.
wasn't training.
It was just like, hey, whatever ways we can decide to fuck with you, we're just going to say, go stand there in the snow, for hours or whatever it was,
Next to all these snowmen.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how you
Become a
really fuck with them. It's
Yeah.
literal snowmen in a line.
That was one of their classes. They had to actually go become snowmen. Because, when you're on a Navy ship, like, it's not like you're necessarily going to always have cover.
Yeah.
You're going to have to stand out there on the deck sometimes.
You're going to really have to learn how to camouflage, gentlemen.
Be the snow.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Can we say that for a second? Fuck that.
That sounds awful.
Sounds rough in its own ways.
Imagine that's your first time seeing snow.
That's
Fuck that.
terrible.
What are all these Christmas songs about? Like, this stuff sucks.
I'm dreaming
Yes.
of a what?
You can just hear that being piped over the PA system while they're all standing there.
Where's my carrot nose?
I thought you were going to sing that in a German accent.
yeah.
We'll be right back with more Cammo Comedy after a quick word from our sponsor. Stay tuned. With Just the Tip Tactical, Just the Tip has never felt so good. Their top-notch muzzle brakes tame your rifle's recoil, keeping you locked on target and grinning like you just hit the bullseye in more ways than one. Say goodbye to kick and hello to faster follow-up shots. Check them out today at justthetiptactical.com. That's justthetiptactical.com. Whether you're looking to improve your rifle or just want some cool apparel with an eye-catching logo, go now to justthetiptactical.com. That's justthetiptactical.com. Enter promo code WOLF, that's WOLF, for 15% off. You can't beat that. And when you patronize the companies that sponsor us, it helps us pay the bills over here. So thank you for supporting the businesses that support us. Patriot Mobile. If you haven't made the switch yet, then what are you waiting for? For years, Patriot Mobile has stood on the principle that freedom is worth fighting for. These guys are legit and staunchly pro-military. Patriot Mobile supports all kinds of pro-military causes to include Warrior Rising, Folds of Honor, Boot Campaign, Tunnel to Towers, Soldier Strong, and Carry the Load. So don't support those big companies that don't got your back. Make the switch to Patriot Mobile today. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aaron, I like my coverage, and I don't want to drive to a shop and go through the hassle of switching my service. Well, good news. Patriot Mobile has better coverage because it's one of the only providers that can give you coverage on any of the 3 major networks. And it's not a hassle to sign up. Just call their U.S.-based customer service line at 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-728-7468. Or just click the link in the description and sign up. It usually only takes about 15 minutes using an eSIM, and you don't have to drive anywhere. Now, if you're locked into a contract, not to worry, because Patriot Mobile has a buyout program of up to $500 per device. So call today, 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-728-7468. Or just click the link in the description and make sure you use the promo code WOLF, that's WOLF, for 1 free month of service. Okay, let's get back into the show.
All right, so bringing it back to our apparent ongoing theme here that we didn't plan, I have a story about a sausage.
Get the fuck out of here. Aaron, what is this fucking itinerary?
So this is the perfect
listen
time
up,
to tell
cheeks.
this story here. So this guy, we'll call him Oscar to be different.
All right.
Get it? Get it? Like
Last name
Oscar
Meyer?
Oh,
So it's kind of like hot dog, Frank's.
Put that on the tally, guys.
Nice.
So as you guys know, in the military,
This is why I boo you.
You make your own humor. You make your own stories because it's the mutual suck of being in these environments where you're deprived of the normal entertainment that most people get to experience.
Long ass hours.
So if you can imagine, I can relate to this story just because of Oscar's sense of humor here. It's a lot of it is just the shock value because people like telling stories, hence why this show exists.
Right.
But when you're sitting around at the chow hall, you're telling stories of previous deployments, previous TDYs and missions, stuff like that. So this guy had an awesome one to contribute here. This chow hall they happened to be in was one that was like a joint force chow hall. So there were some other countries, military forces that were there. There was like, the English, Polish, maybe Swedes or something like that. So they had a couple multinationals there. They were in the chow hall.
Like the Swedish or our Swede?
No, he's still in prison. Okay. So they're sitting there and they're telling a story. And one guy was talking about his deployment when he was in Iraq. And he said, we had this guy, he did this trick where he would call it Houdiniing an egg roll. So
I need to hear more. Go on.
So everyone's intrigued.
Egg roll disappear. What's that?
So everyone's intrigued by this, what that could mean. So he basically demonstrates he would just take an egg roll, kind of put it in the palm of his hand long ways and would just go and just put it all the way down his throat and then just like pinching the very tip of it would pull it back out.
Is this the Navy story?
So he's advertising.
I think this is an Army story.
You said advertising?
So everyone's like, oh my God, that's so gross. Like, how did he do that? And
I'm hard.
They're the typical banter.
You got to show me that later.
So he's telling this story, and Oscar's like, an egg roll? That's nothing. So he picks up a sausage that he has at the table with him.
We're having a dick-sucking contest
So
at
they
lunch.
didn't specify, the girth of this sausage, if you will, whether it was...
But he said sausage and not hot dog.
So it was, I would imagine it's pretty thick, if you will, like 3 C's.
Yeah, right.
It's getting pretty thick in here.
Yeah, cheeks, settle down, snorkel that.
Why are you backing away?
So Oscar picks up this sausage and it's like, oh yeah, I could do it with this. And everyone's like, no fucking way, dude. That thing is enormous. He's like, all right, let's do it. And so he just takes it by the end, just gets a nice firm grip on it and is and puts it, all the way down his throat. Completely Houdini's it, if you will.
Right.
Quote, quote. The best part was, I guess the table directly next to them was full of Polish soldiers.
Oh, no.
Who obviously are very familiar with a Polish sausage.
They're offending their sensibilities.
So they look over and see this dude just throat this entire sausage in one go. And as he does it, everyone's jaw just drops. Like forks hit their plates. Like, holy fuck.
Completely mesmerized. Some of those guys definitely were checking out the name tag.
Yeah.
They just
Who's
applaud.
this guy?
You need to take a mental note.
Writing down his name.
Yeah.
But he pulls it out in its entirety.
Oh, shit.
And everyone just stands up and applauds. Just
loses it.
Wow.
beautiful. Amazing.
So anyways, if you're out there, Oscar, you've got our number.
But again, that's just it. It's you got to find your own entertainment. This seems like a totally normal story to me. And other people are like, how could you explain this to someone outside of this show and to other veterans? It makes total sense. Like, oh yeah, we all knew a guy who could deep throat the sausage at the chow hall.
Yeah, everybody knows that guy.
But suddenly you tell your civilian friends, your family, they're like, what is wrong with
Everybody's
you?
horrified.
Suddenly you're the weirdo at the family reunion.
I'm going to try it, guys.
They're like, ew, no, please don't. You're embarrassing us.
Nice.
Cheeks is going to try it now.
Yeah. I'll throat it from the back end.
This time he's going to leave the bun on.
After you get off the leg press machine.
Yeah. Oh, man. Murph's quitting the show. He's walking out right now.
So this show has took a turn that I can't follow.
All right, so I got the next story. We've got ourselves an Air Force story, right? And this story is going back to the 1990s.
Nice.
So we've got one main character here, and we're going to call him Sean, okay? Now, this story actually takes place during what they call mount training. For those of you in the audience who might not know, mount training is an acronym and it stands for Military Operations in Urban Terrain, right? And all this is just a bunch of different tactics that they use for building clearing, building entry, all of the different tactics that the military implements whenever they fight in urban environment. Right?
That makes sense from the name.
Right. Thanks.
All we ever had to empty were straw huts. I don't know.
That was their urban environment. Just becoming like the big bad wolf.
Yeah, I was just kidding. So for this story, this group of guys were actually training on building entry and building clearing procedures, okay? Now, this actually takes place in a mount village. Now, for those of you in the audience who might not know, mount village is just basically a mock-up village that has, different kind of buildings where they practice all of these tactics, right? And there can be different levels of them. They can have really high-speed mount villages and everything like this, where they've got like reinforced doors. They've got all kinds of like movable walls, and you can actually do live fire exercises and all those kinds of things inside. Well, this group of guys was not training at a very high-speed facility, right? So they were actually just training like cinder block buildings. Everything was pretty basic. And the doors that they had on these makeshift buildings were just nothing more than just like a plywood makeshift door that they had like some sad hinges and like maybe they used like a wire coat hanger or something like that as a lock.
This isn't downtown Seattle.
The city of Chaz.
So anyway, this group of guys are getting set up in a stack and they're getting ready to go do a building entry. Okay. Now, I'll just explain really quick what a stack is. So it's just a team of guys. We'll say for this story, there's 5 guys, right? And everybody stands, they make